Good evening, everybody. Thank you guys for coming in on this evening just to talk. You guys, this is not the Q&A. Just want to let you guys know that up front. I decided instead of just putting up posts tonight, I just wanted to um, just talk to you guys instead of, like I said, putting up Facebook posts or Twitter tonight. Just wanted to talk to you all in the chats. If you guys want to just have a conversation, want to ask questions, that's also one of the things I'm doing as well. I'm sure a lot of people have questions and things like that, but definitely this is not the Q&A. The Q&A, of course, you guys know is on Wednesdays. If you're in California, for instance, it's 6:30 in the morning. It'd be 7:30 if you're in Arizona in the morning, 7:30 a.m. on Wednesday, and of course it's 9:30 a.m. if you're out on the East Coast this weekend. This Wednesday, but this weekend, you guys, please don't forget to set your clocks ahead. Spring forward. It will be this weekend coming. You guys put your clock ahead. Definitely want to make sure the next following Q&A, I will be adjusting those times to make it easier for everybody, hopefully. But thank you again. This is going to be a short video. Just wanted to have some discussion with you guys. I would go straight to it. If you guys have anything you want to talk about, hit me up in the chats. Just like I said, Mo, thank you so much for being here. Mo knows best. I really appreciate you taking your time to come out just to engage. I'm just coming in to just disengage with the community, engage with you all. I just wanted to send you my prayers and thoughts always. Thank you so much, Mo. Knows best. I really appreciate that. Definitely is one of the things I need the most. My family need the most. Um, you know, just doing this whole thing. This entire thing with my son is always the challenge every day to constantly find ways to look for him to find different ways to get law enforcement more involved, which they are doing some things, but I want to continue and keep that push going and have them to do more. So thank you so much, Kika. Thank you so much, Kika. If I say your name correct, if I say incorrect, please forgive me, Miss Kika Lopez. Thanks so much for coming in off the Facebook side, and thank you for your prayers. I definitely need the prayers. I believe in prayers, so that definitely helps me out. In my journey, helps me out, my family out in our journey. We need those prayers to keep our strength, and so on and so on. Thank you, Gina, for coming in as well. Always a lot of love to you as well. Thanks so much for the prayers. I really appreciate that. Again, prayer changes things. I believe in prayer. It's a reason why we have prayer, and always helped me, in my journey. So again, like I said, this is not the Q&A. You guys see it on the bottom of the screen. It's definitely just to engage. Just talk to you all. I did this earlier today. I did a live on the YouTube side of things. I'm doing it now on try to make sure I hit all the platforms at one time. Most of the platform, of course, not TikTok and Instagram, but try to hit the platforms as much as possible. Just to talk to you all. Before we get away from me, I want to keep up with the chats. Okay. Like I said, Keith said, those are coming in. I'm going to tell you over and over again, this is not the Q&A. So definitely we'll just be just talking, just have a conversation. So Good evening to you as well, PM channel. Thanks so much. Hi, David. Wait. This is not Wednesday. That's right. It's not Wednesday. That's right. No, Q&A is on Wednesday. This is not the Q&A. Just wanted to use this platform to be able to, like I say, engage and talk. So again, thank you, Melissa, for being here as well. Good evening to you. Also, Mo knows best. Thank you again. My son is 25, and he is always and always will be my baby. So I understand the love you have for your son. My heart truly goes out to you and your family. And you're right. And I tell people all the time. I think when I first started talking about Daniel, I said, I'm going to find my son, and the way I said, he's still my child. I'm going to find my child. I think I was using that word a lot at the beginning. I'm going to find my child. And then people say, he's a grown man, right? Yes, but to me, and you understand that too. Mo knows best exactly what you're saying. 25 years old, regardless, that is your child. We can see as a parent, you see the baby when they're born and things like that. So that's the way we see our children, no matter how old they get and things like that. So no matter how old we get, so it's our child. Regardless how old you are. So thank you for putting that out there. Mo knows best. That's exactly what the sentiment I have. Same thing. Just dealing with Dane's mother the same way. I know my mother. I'm sure she says the same thing about me. I should say, "Hey, look, that's my child," and that is what it is. You parents, you all know that. So, again, thank you guys for coming in. Really do. I see people joining in here and there. You coming from Facebook or you coming from Instagram? I'm just gonna try to, like I said, again, just having a conversation. This is not a Q&A. The Q&A will be Wednesday as normal. I just wanted to come in this evening instead of putting up a whole bunch of posts on social media platform. You got to keep the algorithms going. My whole efforts is also to keep Dave's story out there. So definitely want to be able to, keep Dane's story going by doing things like this. Most of it would be trying to put up posts, get algorithms going, to be able to get Dane's story out farther, to doing the Q&As, to get Dane's a story out farther, to put out those flyers everywhere I go. You ought to see my car. I have so many flyers just sitting around in the car, trying to find everywhere I can to try to help engage new people who haven't heard about Dane's story. Every walks of life, just randomly seeing people and meeting people and giving them the flyers and ask them can they share Dave's story. Even to this day, it's almost 2 years later, still have to get Dave's story out. So all those things are very important. Thank you, Larnell, for being here as well. Of course, you guys know I sent y'all the invite link and things like that. So speaking of that, I'm really going to put this invite link in the chat. So you guys, this is for everybody. It's not just for any individual. For anybody who want to come in, just have a conversation. Like I said, I just want to engage with the community, with you all, with everybody who's supporting my family. I call you guys my extended family. You want to come in? That's in the chats. You'll see the StreamYard. You see things say StreamYard there. That's a link. You put that on your browser, and you can come in on the screen with me just to have those conversations. Of course, again, this is not the Q&A, but if you have any questions, feel free to ask questions. I would not have to necessarily ask you to put the word question and all that stuff first because I'm just coming out of the comment section anyway, just to engage everybody. But since I said that, I see Gina put the word question there, which is good. You that help me out with questions as well. At the same time, you guys don't have to tonight. I hope you guys do that on the Q&A, but definitely want to go. Thank you, Gina, for first of all. Question: are you gaining any ground with Sheriff Bazone? Has he agreed to offer more help? Sheriff Bazone been helping as much as he can so far. Everything looking pretty decent, and when I say decent, I see a whole lot of forward moving with Sheriff Bazone's office. So I'm really happy about that. Definitely still working on some other big details in the background. He said he's going to have some things in place before the end of the month. It's over the end of the month. Today is the 6th, but they were able to, the Maricopa County Sheriff was able to put that search out there. You guys probably know the search out there previously, before the search I had on the 25th. Maricopa County went out and did a search. I know Buckeyes on social media taking credit for that, but actually it was Maricopa County's search. And so you guys know that they was out there for that. So that's one good thing. but there's some other things that we're specific. When I say we and myself and the team, Gina, our team, you're part of, you're our honorary and also part of the team as well. But the team, we all work together and trying to make sure some things get taken care of. I don't want to actually say it just now right here on this platform right now, but just wanted to know, yes, we are working really hard in the background for more things that Sheriff is on doing. One of those things I can say, you guys, I finished my letter and that's sent out to the Buckeye Police Department and trying to make sure that Dave's case has been removed from Buckeye. When I say remove, I don't need them to assist Buckeye. I need it to be removed away from Buckeye into the proper hands where it need to go. My son was missing in Maricopa County. Maricopa County have all the facilities and things they need, and also expertise. And to me, like you said about Sheriff Zone, seem like they're willing to do the right things with those things. So hopefully, get those things over. We can find out what happened to my son. I really feel more confident having it sent over to the Maricopa County's office. So yes, there's some look forward things moving with Sheriff Zone so far. So we want to keep it that way. Thank you so much, Gina. I really appreciate that. Also, thank you, Valerie. Have you received any assistance from the FBI? Not yet. Here, FBI is almost like a myth. You know what I'm saying? I be hearing things in the background. Hey, they gonna call you almost like I'm about to say the wrong thing, but just like somebody say, putting whispers out there, not sure if it's true. Don't even know, it's almost like a myth that they really exist. Do the FBI even really exist? Of course, I know they do, but it's just that no, I don't have any assistance from the FBI. I did have some talk with the Justice Department, so really good. Had a good, nice meeting with one of the gentlemen from the Justice Department. So this definitely um, still going forward. But again, you guys, this is not the Q&A. I'm telling you guys, so you feel free to ask these questions. Thank you so much for the questions, because that's what I'm here for too. Like I said, but don't think it's a Q&A. This is, you ask questions, you can make comments. I put the link there. I know if guys want to just come on here to talk or whatever the case may be, I put the link there. You can join me on the screen as well. Just engage. And I'm just here tonight, just engage with you guys. Just talk to you for a moment. I'm not gonna be as long as I do on the Q&A, but I just wanted to engage with everybody, just to say hello, just to put, just let you know I'm thinking about you guys, and want to say I'm grateful for everything you guys have been doing since I've been searching for my son. I am so impressed by your tenacity and that you aren't giving up. And that I can. I thank you so much for saying that, Valerie. Thanks so much for joining in. But yes, I can't afford to give up. Here's my son. He's a Robinson. He's a human being. Definitely not giving up. I wouldn't want nobody to give up on me. They don't give up on anybody either. So the thing is, he's my son. I love him to death, and I want to make sure that I do everything I can as a father. It's my right. It's my birthright. Is what I'm supposed to do. There's no, like I always say that little phrase. There's no cookie and no reward for what I do, because it's exactly what I'm supposed to be doing as a father. I wouldn't expect less of any father to do that. There's fathers out there that wouldn't do it. You best believe it. I know one of them in particular. But you know what? That don't have any bearings on me and all the other good fathers that's out there. And trust me, it's a lot more. And I know they are out there. Just that sometimes men kind of get, escape the being able to be pointed out to say, hey, that's good fathers out there. I know one in particular. I hope he didn't mind, but during the time back in the day when I was going to church, a little boy, his name was Deacon Jenkins. I used to always look up to him, and is almost this guy, the way he carried himself, the way he take care of his family. And I'm a little boy now looking up, and I see this guy, like his name again. His name is Deacon Jenkins at the time, and he, when I looked at him, it's like if I was to go look up the word man in the dictionary, his face probably be there. So that's the way he carried himself. I looked up to that, saying that type stuff when I was a kid. And that's what, you expect for men to have certain things that we do as men, fathers, especially. When you're a father, you protect your household in every aspect you can think of, whether spiritually, naturally, emotionally, etc. Doing what I'm doing for Daniel, of course, that's this part of my job. So thanks so much, Valerie, for saying that with the comment. Thank you, Faith, for being here as well. Praying Daniel is found, praying for all of your family. Thank you. I'm no sure all of us appreciate that. Praying all government agencies are helping. They will. They will. Eventually, everybody will be on board. I'm not giving up until it happens. So everybody's gonna be on board. We're gonna find out what happened with Daniel. We're going to find Daniel, and that it is only a matter of time. In the meantime, good things like this, being able to engage with you guys, to help other families as well, to do other things, aspirations and stuff like that that's happening. So a lot of good things happen out of bad situations, tragic situations. So just wanted to say, hey, look, I would have never had seen hundreds and hundreds of people out there in the desert. People have missing persons of their own. They're out there in the desert helping me look for Daniel. Saying, you would never have come across things like that hadn't this had to happen. Not saying I'm glad it happened at all, but since it did happen, so you can see a lot of good things coming. We found human remains out there, you guys know, bringing some type of form of closures for other families. So, as things can happen, is always a light at the end of the tunnel. Something that amazing could happen out of tragedy, just like I said. So, just wanted to point that out as well. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for everybody who's coming in just now, joining in on this. And I want to say Q&A because it's not a Q&A. That's why you see it on the bottom of the screen. Just joining in on me, just having a conversation with you guys. Want to engage with you guys, to tell you over and over again how much I love you, and I'm really grateful for everything you guys have been doing from day one. I have long gone. Thanks so much for being here. Prayers for your son, and your family. Thank you so much again. I really appreciate it for your prayers. God bless you as well. Also, Valerie Storm, thanks so much, Valerie, for being here, YouTube side as well. I think about Daniel often and pray for your guidance, and I need that. It's the thing I do all my life. I walk by faith and not by sight. I just trust God. He always lead me to where I need to be. Things I need to do. That's how some things happen. Some things went forward. That's how I met you guys. I could not have been doing this without God's help. So it's the only reason why I've been able to do this long. But first of all, because of God and God touching you guys' heart, got you guys out here helping as well. So I'm telling you what, you guys, I'm relying on prayer, my faith. I really, really been led and guided by that, Valerie. So thanks so much. Also, thank you again, Anissa. It's like I said, out there in the search, Anissa, it was so wonderful to finally see you in person. And, to be able to give you a hug and tell you thank you and your husband. I really, truly appreciate you both again. You're constantly showing your love in this manner. So I really appreciate that. Thank you for your super chat and support. Thank you for coming out there to the search. Yeah, I really appreciate that. I have only known about Daniel for 6 months now, and I have never given up. And thank you so much. Hey, I am never giving up, man. Thank you so much, and I really appreciate it, Nilsa. And I really need that support like that because you know what, long as I have you guys by my side, we can go far. We can go far. So keep Daniel story out there, like I said, and we will with persistence. I know it's only a matter of time that we'll find exactly what happened with Daniel and find him. So locate him, and I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. And Nilsa, thanks so much. You know, like I said, you guys, a lot of you I met out there in the search, and it was really wonderful to see your faces. I love to see. I see your face, of course, in this. So like I said, I can see your picture on there, but it's different when you actually physically seeing a person face to face. Eye to eye, and you can tell a person, "Thank you." Saying that's one of the biggest things for me. I think Sophia, she was on the Q&A and she was asking me, was I able to shake everybody's hand? And that's one of the things I really, really wanted to do the most is be able to somehow put everybody in line or something and shake your hands or give you hugs and things like that. Because you know what? Not one person could have been out there. Nobody could have showed up, but all of you guys showed up. And this is, like I said, he was there, showed up to the search and helped me out. So that's constantly one of the blessings that I receive. Long gone, thanks so much again. What state? Um, let's see, what state was it? Arizona, the last state he was known to be in. Yes, Arizona. One thing, if you come to the Q&A, also long gone, you can definitely learn more about the story. But I can tell you now, Daniel is a geologist. He graduated from the College of Charleston in Charleston, South Carolina. We're natives of South Carolina. That's where he's from. That's where I'm from. And once he graduated from college, he decided to do exactly what I asked him to do since they was kids. I telling them, hey, look, the world is bigger than South Carolina. You need to go out. I tried to get them to go to school abroad. I mean, when I say abroad, I mean out of the state. Of course, their mother wanted them to stay in the state, so they ended up going to College of Charleston in Charleston, South Carolina. You know, um, but they was able to do the other thing is they get out of South Carolina, the world is bigger than South Carolina, and just go out and expand your horizons. And they have done it. My children have done that. Daniel's one. He went to Arizona. It landed himself in Phoenix. First, he went to Flagstaff, take a class. He landed a job right there in Phoenix, Arizona, immediately. And Matrix New World is what the name of the job company is. The engineering company is also called Matrix Southwest Groundwater. And yes, he was working for them for a few years, and before he went miss on June 23rd, 2021, and that was in the state of Arizona. Long gone is in Buckeye, Arizona, where he went missing in that Sonoran Desert out there doing his job while he was on duty at work, doing his job. And so, yes, is in the state of Arizona. Also, thank you so much again. Thank Anissa, thanks so much again. I really love you for that. Thanks so much. Myrtle Beach, here. Yes, South Carolina, Myrtle Beach. Spent a lot of time in Myrtle Beach, of course. Like I tell everybody, and you probably can relate to this, Raya. Thank you so much. But you can relate to this. I don't know how you feel, but I know how I feel. I'm not sure if you're from Myrtle Beach or you're from that area, Little Rock, or some of those areas, North Myrtle Beach, or Pawleys Island, or not Paul, yeah, Pawleys Island, or some of those other areas, North Charleston, you know, uh, I forgot the name of the other one, but it's those beach areas. But the whole point is, I love the water. I'm a water person. I'm a native of South Carolina, so I'm used to humid heat. You guys, I love humidity. If some people say, "Man, it's so humid," I don't, yeah, you do feel that way. The heat do stick to your skin, but I'd rather feel that than be cold or something else. I can definitely deal with humidity, but I more so love Florida. So, but I like to be around the beach. What I'm saying, that's what point thing I was trying to point out. But even though we have beaches here in South Carolina, I'm more of a Florida beach guy. I like the white sand beaches, like in Fort Myers, Cape Coral area, for instance. Of course, I love going to South Beach if I was to really want to have some fun. But I definitely like places like Jupiter, Florida. Like I said, Fort Myers, Cape Coral. Those areas. So those are some of my favorite places in Florida. But it's always on that coastline. I'm a coastline person. I like being around water. I like hearing the ocean, like smelling that salt water, feeling the breeze. My dream always had to be in deep sea scuba diving, that type of stuff. So um, definitely love that kind of atmosphere there. So thank you so much for coming off of Myrtle Beach. Sending prayers for you and your son and your family. Thank you, Earth. I really appreciate it. Definitely need that. Much love. I really much love to you too. Thanks so much for being a part of my extended family, coming to join in um, on my live tonight. So again, you guys on the bottom screen, you see that this is not the Q&A for those who come out on Wednesdays. The Q&A. If you haven't come out on Wednesday for the Q&A, you guys know that you should know. Hopefully you can come in and join in and hit that like, share, subscribe. You can do that now. Hit the like, share, subscribe button. That will help the algorithms and help this channel to grow, because the whole key for this channel is to get Daniel's story out. So whenever you guys do that, I'm able to get Daniel's story out farther and reach more people. So I'm reliant on that. So you guys, if you can right now, if you planning to leave right now, just simply hit that like, share, subscribe button, and that will help with the algorithms. And like I said, but the Q&A is always on Wednesdays. If you're in California, this only for this week, because the time is going to change this weekend. You guys don't forget to spring forward this weekend. But this Wednesday, the Q&A will be, if you're in California Pacific time, that'll be at 6:30 a.m. in the morning. That's 7:30 a.m. if you're in Arizona for Mountain Time. That's 8:30 a.m. if you're on Central Time, 9:30 a.m. if you're in the East Coast. And also, if you guys can't do it in the morning, because I know a lot of you have jobs to get up early. If you want to come out in the evening, there'll be one at 5 o'clock p.m. on Pacific time if you're in California, 6 o'clock Arizona time, 7 o'clock if you're in Central Standard Time, as well as East Coast. It'll be 8 o'clock p.m. So you guys, please join in, and I'll talk about Daniel's case, answer your questions. People who here that come to the Q&A normally knows that with your question, you put a capital letter Q, question mark, things like that, and I can see your questions come down. So thank you so much, Earth, for joining me right now. I'm here tonight, you guys, just engage with you guys, talk to you. have a conversation. If you guys want to come on the screen with me, I did put the link in the chat so you guys can join in on the screen with me as well. Or continue to do in the comment sections. That's fine too. You're an amazing father. Your children are blessed. Thank you so much. I'm blessed to have them too as well. So thank you so much for saying that, Jennifer. Thank you for coming off the YouTube side. I am blessed to have those children of mine. Very amazing people as well. I have never had any problems out of my children. They're very blessed people. They all are scientists. You guys have said so. I come from my family when their mother and I was together at the time. We were married at one time, and in that household, it always been those conversations about science and things like that. So somebody was outside looking in, about like, man, what they talking about is like a bunch of nerds together, talking about science and breaking things down. I mean, breaking everything down to a science. So that was kind of conversation we had around the house when the children was growing up. Of course, they still have those mentalities. We still can have those conversations. Daniel, I would have conversations like that for 2 hours. In our conversation for 2 hours, and so yes, I'm blessed to have them as well, Jennifer. And thanks so much for that comment. I really appreciate it. Raya, thanks so much for being here. Bite Week is coming up. Yes, it is. Bike Week's coming up in Myrtle Beach. That's right. I don't know how you deal with that in Myrtle Beach, man. I tell you what, when I was driving trucks, I had a delivery. I know you probably heard of this ride. It's called Thomas and Howard, right? And I used to drive these trucks, and it's like you deliver to these mom and pop stores, and I deliver in Myrtle Beach. And I used to try to get in there on Bike Week. I try to get in there early as I can and get out of there fast as I can because I know what happened with that traffic. And oh my God, when you get in that traffic, the things that be going on in the Myrtle Beach, the things that you see while you sit on the side of the road, I'm like, oh my God, this is a bit cesspool. Let me get out of here. Try to get out of there as fast as possible, but you never can because I end up getting stuck in traffic and had to watch all of that as I'm crawling along trying to get out of Myrtle Beach. So, but it depends on which bike you're talking about, right? So, it's depends on which one. One is a little more different than the other, and but the thing is, yes, bike week. I never forget those things. I stay away from Myrtle Beach during bike week. I can't say that all these years to stay away from Myrtle Beach on bike week. Some people like that kind of thing. They subscribe to kind of stuff. I'm just not there for, I won't be able to enjoy that myself. But thanks so much, Neva. Thanks so much for being here. And oh, thanks so much for the super chat. God bless you for that. I really appreciate. I truly, truly, truly appreciate you. God bless you so much for your support for what I'm doing here. Thanks so much. I really appreciate. I'm really grateful. God bless you. Thanks so much, you guys, coming in. Like I said, this is not the Q&A. For those who may get that kind of confused, I just came in tonight. Sometimes I put up tweets and posts on Facebook. And I had to make sure I put these things up because I had to keep the algorithms going as well, get out information that I can. And so I decided, you know what, I did it early today as well. Let me engage with everybody. Let's talk. Let's just have a conversation. Let me read the chats to just be on here for a little while. I'm not planning on being on here for hours like I did this morning. I think I was on here for 2 hours longer, just as much as Q&A. But I just wanted to kind of talk really quick and just engage with you guys. Tell you from from myself, I love you guys for everything you do, like you are doing right here, Neva. Thank you so much for that love that you get. And I hope I'm saying you got your name correctly, but thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Coco Puff, thanks so much for being here. Good evening to you as well. I really appreciate your constant support, and I really appreciate your time for being here. You guys could be spending your time elsewhere, doing something, watching television, you name it. You guys stop and just to engage with me. Again, I have the thing right here to invite you guys for anybody who just want to come on the screen. I can see what happened is if you click on, you guys can see what I'm talking about. You click in, I can see you in the back screen. You won't just pop on immediately. You can you set your name up and your title, whatever case. I see you in the back in the virtual green room. I can bring you in. I introduce and say, hey, this is so I'm about to bring on, and you guys can come on the screen if you want to talk. I just want to say put it out there, the invitation for you all. So it's right there in the chats, you guys. You probably see it on the bottom. That's the link. It says StreamYard. If you guys just want to come on the screen just to have a conversation for a short moment, that is fine as well. All right. The Thesis, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you constantly being on. You've been on the Q&A constantly. and you've been on here to join in. So thank you so much. Sending continuous love and light. We will find out what happened. We will, and I have that faith, and I know exactly on a matter of time that this thing will happen. We'll find out the answer. So the case has gotten much more attention due to your perseverance and the help of the public. And you're right, definitely the help of the public as well. Thank you so much. That is true, and I am going to keep persevering. So thanks so much. Somebody out there knows something, and they do. I'm hoping they do the right thing and step forward. And that's what, again, let me put this on the bottom of the screen. So thank you so much for bringing it up to that point. Ephesus, thanks so much for putting that point, because you know what, this also, you guys, for those persons who know something, I have to put that up there. For those person or persons who know something, should be saying something, right? They should say something. Hopefully they would. That's what the whole thing is. I have this tip line that's right here on the bottom of the screen. Whether I'm doing a Q&A or not, you guys, that is very important. It's the tip line 24 hours, 7 days a week. I pay for that. Live operator take your call. You guys, if you reluctant to talk to anybody, that's okay, because you don't have to even talk to anybody. You can just text the word tip to that number, and you can still remain anonymous if you like. Text the word tip that number, the form come out. You can pick that up. You can be able to, uh, you know, fill a form out and stay anonymous. Like I said, you guys. So feel free to use that number to clear your conscience, clear your soul. However you're looking at it, just definitely want to bring some closures for me and my family. That's the reason why I'm out here fighting for Daniel. I want to bring him home. So, definitely, like Fisa said, I hope I say your name correctly. I wish I make sure I'm not chopping up people's names. I have a bad way of doing that sometimes, so I apologize if I am. But thank you so much, for that comment, because it's true. Yeah, definitely somebody can, and they hear this, they hear my voice, and I know usually somebody who's involved or know things, watch things like this. They come to the searches, to you name it. But it's coming a matter of time. You have to use your humanity and just, hey, use that anonymous tip. Give me something. Give me something. Bring Daniel back home. So thanks so much. Put that out there. Long Gone. Oh my God. Thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much, Long Gone. I really appreciate it. God bless you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you guys, all of you that have been doing the super chats, helping out. I really appreciate that. Like I said, this stuff I have been doing from day one. I talked about that earlier today. We was talking about the GoFundMe. And I was telling you guys how when I came to Arizona, I was going on a whim, but just moving. Somebody tell me they're not gonna look for my son, I'm going, right? Just like we when I'm a gunner for the U.S. Army, and we don't run for firefights, we go towards the firefight. So the thing is, it's the same thing. I'm going to get my son. You know what? I'm not leaving the fallen Qaran in out there in the deserts of Afghanistan. We're not. I'm definitely not leaving my son in the deserts of United States. So I'm out definitely doing everything I can for my part as a father. So I definitely was traveling out there, like I said, you guys, not expecting or knowing what to expect when I got out to Arizona. My thinking when I got to Arizona, I was going to find Daniel really quickly and bring him back home. Bring him home. Find out what happened. Go get my son and bring him home. And that was my first move, my first thoughts. Of course, things didn't turn out that way. It became costly to just even stay in Arizona, keep my boot on the ground. You guys got to understand, like I said earlier today, you guys, I left my home. So people say, oh, he uprooted and left, like I probably didn't have a job or something, or didn't have no money. No, I really was a retired guy. You know what I'm saying? Have a house, we paid mortgages and everything else, have a full life in South Carolina, and got up and left to go to Arizona to go find my son. Like I said, not expecting what the cost would be. You guys can look at the GoFundMe at the beginning. Probably, I think I was asked for like 10 grand, and then it started going up from there to get to where it's at now, as needed. You guys, as things are going, I had to end up adding search, to end up adding the flyers, to end up, when I say the search came with a whole big cost of the UTV, ATV vehicles for my investigator, for his teams, and his people or whatever, and some of the people that sometimes I'm doing it with the search crew that I had at the time. So all of that stuff jumbled up together, and every effort I was doing, flyer distribution, to moving out, to going follow leads, to be, like I said, keep myself in Arizona was very costly. So you guys know that's how those things were going up. But like I said, little stuff like this, just you guys showing your love, constantly just saying, the ones that couldn't come to search, you guys, I heard that earlier too. Some people say, hey, look, I couldn't come to search, I couldn't do this or donate or whatever the case would be. No, you guys are showing up here. The little stuff like coming to the Q&As, coming to what I'm doing tonight means a whole lot. I mean, those are huge to me. It's huge to me, and I really thank you guys for every effort, whether it's donating, whether it's to sign a petition, whether it's plans out these flyers, whether coming in here just saying, "Hey, Mr. Robbins, you're doing a good job, building up my morale." All that all that matters. Sharing on your social media platforms, everything is inclusive together is a big effort, and that's what I call the grassroots family, extended family effort. So thanks so much, you guys, for support, and also what you're doing here, you guys, with the super chats. That's included as well. It builds up my morale. It builds up. Let me know that I have people that here out here still supporting. I really appreciate you guys, and you are doing that. And these things that y'all doing is helping me keep going and keep my efforts going. So I'm always grateful. Long gone. Thanks so much. Also, Cocoa Puffs, thank you so much again for, let's see, I'll make sure I'm not missing anybody. Thank you so much again. I really appreciate that. Good evening to you. I think I must have put this up for, but thank you so, Neva. Thank you so much again to the chat. I'm gonna make sure I didn't miss you guys. Thank you, Coco Puff again. Thank you, Fix. I think I got kind of lost in here. Um, and thank you so much again, Alphesus. Thank you so much, Fias. Thank you so much for being here. And also thank you, Long Gone, for the super chat as well. And I have Raya. Thanks so much, Raya. Just wondering plans going forward for Daniel. Yeah, the plans going forward, you guys, is to continue what I'm doing, make sure I'm keeping Daniel's story out there, as well as getting the foundation up and running. Because up and running, the foundation is going to also help my efforts with Daniel as well. Also, you guys really engaging with law enforcement, make sure going forward, make sure they're still continuing to be active on Daniel's case. Going forward, we definitely moving Daniel's case over to another jurisdiction, whether that's the Maricopa County or the FBI, but it will be moving out of the Buckeye Police Department's hand totally. I don't need them to have a fingerprint on my son's case. I need them out of my son's case because they did enough damage. So I'm pushing towards that. Those going forward, those efforts as well. Also, you guys, there's a lot of other things that will be going forward as well. Some things I'm doing to try to implement some things or change some things that's happening when it comes to missing person cases and other things of where there's disparities and things like that. Try to stop some of those things as well as some other issues. But definitely fighting going forward for Daniel. There will be possible. I still have some talk in the background. I told you guys that last search on the 25th appeared to be my last search for Daniel out there in that area, basically because of the owners of the land. One of the players that actually was preventing me or gave me that one, trying to say is the final type deal, has been pulled out of the. God doesn't know what he's doing, you guys. They've been pulled out that equation, and being that they'll pull out that equation, it gives me opportunity to uh, negotiate and talk to the owners of that land, Howard Hughes Corporation, and my team member, she's had some conversations as well, and to make sure to see if we need to go out there again to get those last little pockets of area to search, then we continue on and go ahead and finish that. And I will ask you guys to please help me on those searches as well. So the efforts are still there. Everything is still ongoing. And also with law enforcement, like I said, once I get those jurisdictional changes, hopefully law enforcement do the right thing. And we would get some of those things that I've been pushing out to law enforcement, all the physical hard evidence, they can accept it. Buckeye has been so resistant to what my investigator found, what I have found, things I've been giving them as well, been so resistant to the point where they hired their own private investigator to rebut it. Try to rebut it. You can't rebut when you don't have the facts. You can't have the facts if you never seen anything. That's called hearsay. If you're looking at some pictures somebody else gave you and say, "Hey, look, this is the pictures we took of this crash or this, camera." I'll use an example. I had someone on one of these social media platforms was looking at a picture of Dane's vehicle and they say, "Where's the red transfer paint? It disappeared, it's gone, and then it was there. Then it's gone, and no, but on this picture it's there, but this picture's gone." Yeah, it's because pictures are deceiving, right? But this so-called expert that Buckeye used, that's all he did. Obviously, went through some pictures, the same pictures you guys see. Part of this poster up here, that's Buckeye's picture as well. looking at a picture and making assessments about my son's case, and we're going off of that. We're supposed to go off of that. No, heck no. You know, the physical evidence of the vehicles itself, and actually looking at, like my investigator did, put his hands on it, touching the vehicle, examining the airbag, examining the windshield from an expert standpoint. That is really doing some police work, and that is whatever they hired to is flawed just to put on their report to say they rebut what my investigator and I found physical evidence. So planning going forward is definitely, once we get that this jurisdictional change, to be able to accept all the physical evidence that was presented the first time that suggests foul play. A layman can look at that crime scene behind me on that little poster up here above my head and see that that something foul has happened. We need to go find out what that foulness is. So again, once we get the Buckeye Police Department out of the way, I think things will start moving forward. So thanks so much for that question. Long gone. I really appreciate it. I'm going to share your son's story across the the US. Thanks so much. And that's what we really need to reach that person or persons who may know something. I'm still trying to reach that person. Sometimes people don't watch television. I've been in Arizona on the ground, Buckeye. People say, "Hey, I haven't heard of Daniel's story." Like, wow, you'll be amazed. And then I hear him talking to people like Gisela K in the Netherlands, to some people in South Africa, to even a person in Russia, a person in United Kingdom. I mean, just in different places, different places, other countries, Ethiopia. Know about Daniel's story, but then you have people here that don't. So it's always definitely crucial that I keep Daniel's story alive and to reach those persons, because you believe it or not, it may take a year before that one person actually hear that I'm out looking for Daniel and it jog their memory. So I got to keep that story alive. So Cocoa Puff, thanks so much. Also, that's awesome. I didn't know they were all scientists. Yes, they are. Thanks so much. I really appreciate that, and for joining in on this Q&A. Cocoa Puffs and being here. Also, Christine Fields, thanks so much for being here off the Facebook side. Let's Lutz, thanks so much. I would never ever doubt you. I only hope my motherhood, and my baby's father is like you. Thanks so much. I really appreciate it, and I think so. I know you will. Everything works out that way as well. What happened to Daniel is not on Daniel. It is on what happened that day and after. It is on them. And that's the thing too. One of the things I had to suffer. Thanks so much, Let's Lutz. I really appreciate you being here. Is the whole fact, you guys, of just hearing some of these narratives that was put out early, and I get it. My family and I, we're in pain, so some of those things we could fall victim to. When I say fall victim to, when you hear law enforcement put me and my daughter, for instance, in the interrogation room and had us, I have never. I put that out for a reason, God. This is the truth. I haven't heard to date anybody that law enforcement Buckeye put in an interrogation room outside of me and my daughter, and we are the victims. My son went missing. That's her brother went missing, and they put us in an interrogation room. Never been in an interrogation room in my life until Buckeye Police Department. For me, trying to give information about my missing son. All the two things that engaged me when I ever been in the Buckeye Police, 3 times. When I first met the Buckeye Police Department, when I went to go meet Detective Biff, and I got yelled at by the guy standing at the first desk. I mean, real hateful. I almost want to call it racist, but really hateful at the front desk, telling me Detective Biff wasn't there. Walking out, and he sure was in the building. The second time, you guys, like I said, being going to interrogation room to answer questions by the Buckeye Police about my son. They should have put us on a nice cushion couch or a nice area, boardroom or something, interrogation room. The other part is the third time is when my son's vehicle showed up, didn't have the common courtesy to even bring me in the building, stand in the parking lot to show me things. Parking lot policing, right? That's a disrespect. There's so much disrespect, and then tell me, of course, you guys, about my son joining the monastery, becoming a monk. This being disrespected all across the board by the Buckeye Police Department. Um, but saying definitely what happened to son is on them. But just hearing those narratives, Let's Lust, was when I was hearing you say that just now, hearing the narratives that was early on, putting us in that interrogation room, had us sitting there thinking. We sat there for a little while, trying to think of anything that seemed odd, and how they like say odd and strange, unusual. that Daniel um, that would point out that he might be thinking about something or have some issue. Of course, we came up with something. I was sitting down. My daughter came up with something that happened a week prior to him going missing. They had nothing to do with him going missing, but they used that and say, well, the daughter said he was staring off at the wall or something. They want to use anything they can grab on to make Daniel a victim of his own self, something he did him to himself, right? Like oftentimes people of color get said, hey, they just they runaways or something, or they did it to themselves, or it's they fault that this happened to them, or that type of stuff. So those are the things that's kind of setting up to give those kind of narratives, as in Daniel is somehow not such the brilliant scientist that he is, the very much of a people person, the person that loves his family, the old stereotype that black fathers don't love their children, or we don't have that tight knit. Maybe in that household the father is missing or something. Well, I'll tell you what, bad news for them. In their household, their father was never absent in their life, and my children has never been in a position where they felt like they want to be away from their family. So in this household, against all stereotypes that may be out there, never in this household, the Robinson family. So despite me and his mother are now divorced, but they always, my children always had their father in their life. A matter of fact, a lot of you guys don't know, and I kind of said it on the Q&A the other day, I've been a single parent. So, and that's another thing for that's not really one of those things that that's put out. Black single parents or any single parent fathers, we don't go out in the public on Father's Day and yell that we were single parents and things like that. We don't do things like that. I think that's the reason why a lot of times men being single parents don't get that kind of press and things like that. So I've been a single parent for a good several years. So of course, those type things is what I'm saying, to go out and want to go ahead and tell you guys that as well. So it is on them, not on Daniel. Daniel's the victim. They even went as far as trying to make the Caitlyn girl some type of victim. I'm telling you guys the most disrespectful thing from the Buckeye Police Department again. I had a reporter, a local reporter, came to me to do a story after she went up to meet with the Buckeye Police Department, and she said, "Mr. Robinson," that's when I heard about this Caitlyn girl, and she put it out the report, had the police report on the hand, and it was highlighted the little area about what they had about this young lady, right? I thought the reporter did. She said, no, that's the way they gave it to her. They highlighted because they want to make sure they focus on this part of their report. And so, I'm like, this is crazy. Yeah, they're trying to character assassinate my son in some aspect. Put out these things that don't match my son's phone record from the young lady to make him like he's a stalker. You guys look common sense again. Remember I said this morning, you guys, if you was to take a little bit of CS, common sense that God gave us, he gave all common sense. How a person gonna tell you you can come by anytime at the same time saying that you came over uninvited? That's so confusing, right? So it's like double talking and double tongue and things like that. So a lot of that goes on in this case as well. This double talking and double things. That's why nothing don't make sense. So that's why Daniel case really need to move over to another jurisdiction so we can get these things in order. To get things put in proper perspective, get all the common sense done, and all that kind of stuff. So, thank you, you guys. I'll tell you, I did come here for a Q&A. That's not Q&A. I just want to engage you guys, but sometimes I get long winded. I really can hear my team probably shaking in their boots right now. Say, how long you gonna be? You gonna be on there for 2 hours again? So I'm trying to cut it short, you guys. My son worked, and thank you so much, Lex Lutz. I really appreciate that. My son worked in other countries for 12 years, and it always terrified me. Though I am so happy to see him spread his wing and travel the world. And thank you so much for letting him do that. Yeah, it is a risk of everything. It's a risk of somebody walking down the neighborhood. So risk is everywhere you go in life. I get it from a parent standpoint, especially if you're a mother. I can tell from your name, but I'm just on assumption that you may be a mother. Or you say my son worked. I'm trying to see if there's any clues if with your gender, or which I want to use the gender is because sometimes mothers are more protective on that area, like Daniel mother was. Mothers want the children to be close by home to keep them safe. That's what mothers do. Want to keep the children safe and keep them close. So that's of course what Daniel mother was doing at the time when they were going to college. Hey, want to keep them close and safe as possible. And so, of course, but as a father, I want to keep them safe too, but I also want them to be able to expand themselves and do more, right? So it's two things, and I was hoping I didn't win on the college part, but I did win on the them going out and live their life abroad, outside of South Carolina. So yeah, abroad. That's one thing Daniel want to do as well. I encourage him as well to go to other countries, and because he loves cultures, he loves to learn about other people's cultures. I do too, but learn about other people's cultures and things like that. So definitely one of the things. But it would terrify you in some aspects, and not knowing, not being there if something was to go wrong and get there kind of quickly. So I feel you on that, long gone. I really can understand where you at on that. So, but keep prayer, keep your faith. I don't know what your religious preferences are, but just keep the faith and believe that everything will be okay, and it will. Also, Ryan, thanks so much again. May the Lord continue to bless you in your journey. God bless you too, and thank you so much. In Myrtle Beach, I hope I get to Myrtle. It's crazy. I mean, I've been home. Ryan, I'll go back real quick. Close to the beach, and still don't get a bit. I'm so busy with Daniel. Even when I come back to South Carolina, I don't have time to even go to the beach. Myrtle Beach from Columbia is 3 hours away. You know that, Raya. But don't have the time to even do that. I don't have time to even get in a swim pool, you guys. I want to go swimming. I'm a swimmer too. I love swimming. Haven't been in a pool since Daniel. Well, since the COVID, since the stay-at-home deal was going on. Had plans to do things, and then Daniel would miss. And of course, we had plans to be in Arizona with Daniel the same month that his vehicle showed up. So but yes, thanks so much, Ryan. Also, we have Terry Dean. Thanks so much, Terry, for being here. Sending continued love, light, and strength to each one of Daniel's loved ones. Thanks so much, Terry Dean. Thanks so much. God bless you too. And guys, again, this is the StreamYard link. I just want to throw it up there. It's on all the social media platforms. If you guys want to join in on the screen, you can. You can utilize that link to get on. Also, Jennifer, thanks so much. Any new clues and updates? Yes, a lot of new some clues, but updates will be just the things with the law enforcement movement. We got some movement. You guys, as you know, they did the search on the 18th. The Maricopa County Buckeye take a lot of credit for a lot of stuff, but things I've done as well. But it's the Maricopa County's search. We're well aware of it. My team and I, in some aspects, part of that. But the thing is, you guys, definitely pushing the Maricopa County as well as the Buckeye Police Department, Maricopa County, to take on Daniel's forensic. I need those things. I'm here. You guys, I'm seeing the babysitting evidence that should be in police evidence locker, the chain of custody being damaged by the Buckeye Police Department, but I want to be able to salvage what I can, try to get Maricopa County to take on my son's things. Get the forensic work done properly. I don't need no swabbing of the steering wheel in the shifter. We need to get these airbags tested. We need to get this find out where this red transfer plate came from. Examine those two impressions on the windshield where somebody beat them in. And examine those seats to make sure nobody hair fibers there. There's just so much more and more you can go to process in that vehicle that have not been done. I haven't seen any powder residue. My investigator was shocked as well of them doing any kind of fingerprinting on that vehicle. So they could say it and they could put it on a piece of paper, but where is it? You did a DNA swab. Okay, so what? You did it on a shifter and things like that. While you're waiting over a year to try to process anything. I even had, them asking me for a toothbrush, Buckeye. Here it is over almost 2 years later to go try to find out if anything show up on a DNA swab. Why you haven't done that on the day that you did the swab? It doesn't make sense. So things like that. It's called slack work and slack efforts, and that caused my son to still be missing right now. All right. Thank you, the Scooby Doo life, for being here. I missed so much. How did February 25th go? Very well, very well. I asked for 200 people. I got close to it because I needed that. But to 200, 100, I think it was 80 some people. Did the work of 500 people. So was able to cover a lot of ground. I was able to meet people, and I really appreciate everything. It's very organized. It went really well. It went really well. Safety record went strong again. We didn't have any injuries or any reports. Only had one incident from the Arizona Rangers. They had to rescue one of their own. I'm assuming it was something like they got stuck in the mud, their vehicle or something. I don't know. They didn't report to me to let me know exactly. I'm still waiting on that. But definitely nothing emergency, somebody getting hurt or injured. So that's a plus as well. That's the most big part for me is because, like I told you guys in the safety briefing, I'm not willing to risk anybody's life or anything on a person's just to go search for my son. So definitely want to make sure when people come out to the searches out there, they know they're inherently aware of what's out there in the desert. It's a desert. And what to do is to stay together. We all stay together. We work together and to look for Daniel. So it was very, very, it went very, very well. Tabitha, thanks so much for the super chat. God bless you and everybody else who have done that. I really appreciate your constant, you guys' support in every way that you guys can. It helped me for where I'm at. Again, I would not be here, still in the fight for Daniel. Trust me, I would. When I say that, I kind of say it in a catch two way, because as a father, I'm doing everything I can to make sure I'm searching for Daniel without stop, without fail, with support or not. That's just what I am as a father. But at the same time, you guys make it so much easier when I get this kind of support, and I really appreciate that. Excuse me, guys. Mm. I don't want to have a repeat from earlier today, you guys. My throat get dry, and next thing you know, I'm coughing, all kind of stuff. But anyway, but thank you so much, Tabitha, for the super chat. Thank you so much, Missu. Thanks, Miss you, for being here. 313. Hi, Mr. Robson. You, Daniel, and your family are always in my prayers. Thank you so much for your prayers. You guys, like I said, thank you every time you guys say that. I really appreciate that. Thank you too, and thank you for coming off the YouTube side. You guys don't forget, this is not the Q&A, so you guys can please come out to on Wednesday. I will have a Q&A. You guys want to learn more about Daniel's case? Come out every Wednesday. Every Wednesday. Of course, the time gonna change. So time next Wednesday, not this Wednesday, but next Wednesday, the time's gonna change. I had to adjust it from the time change. You guys know we're going one except for Arizona. We're going one step forward. So spring forward, of course, you know how fall back, but spring forward. You guys don't forget to set your clocks ahead this weekend. But I will the next Wednesday, not this Wednesday coming, but the next Wednesday, I will be adjusting that time for the Q&A. So just remember that as well. So thank you guys. Thank you so much, Miss you, everybody. Thanks so much for it. But if you guys, yeah, again, if you guys want to come to the Q&A, I do one in the morning, one in the morning, and one in the evening. One in the morning will be at 6:30 a.m. if you're in California Pacific time. That'll be 7:30 a.m. if you're in Arizona, and that's Mountain Time. It'll be 8:30 a.m. if you're Central Standard Time, and then it's also Eastern Standard Time at 9:30 a.m. But if you guys can't do it in the morning, like I said, you have jobs. There is a Q&A prime time. We'll be doing the Q&A prime time as well. You guys, that is at 5 o'clock p.m. on Pacific time. You're in California, 6 o'clock p.m. If you're in Arizona, this weekend only, this Wednesday. And if you're Central Standard Time, that's at 7 and 8 o'clock if you're on the Eastern Seaboard. So thanks so much, you guys, for joining in on the Q&As and being supporting that as well. I would like to see you guys there as well. And don't forget, if you're new here and you just definitely watching me tonight, the first time or anything, please, make sure you guys hit that like, share, and subscribe button and get the algorithms going. Keep Daniel's story getting out farther. Right now, I'm at 2.44 thousand subscribers. I remember when I was at 10 or 5 or 4 or 1 subscriber. So, just thank you so much, you guys, for getting Daniel's channel out there. Getting this Q. Just please help find Daniel channel out there to get Daniel's story out to as many people as I can. So thanks so much, and to be able to help other families. I had families on here on the Q&A before to try to help their stories. It's hard to get families on there now, but one thing is to get families on there to help them share their stories as well. So the channel growing is the efforts growing. So thank you so Gary Hayes. Thanks so much for being here. One of my longtime best friends was little kids running around the neighborhood together. So thanks so much for being here. It's good to see your name on here. Thank you for your prayers, brother. I really appreciate you showing up. Yeah, we had some real long memories as kids, running around the neighborhood, and I kind of think about some of those days. Sometimes I still talk about those, man. Just seeing your name there, we're really grateful that you came out to join in this live. So thanks so much, brother. I really appreciate that. Terry Dean, thank you so much for being here this evening. I look for Daniel's beautiful face everywhere I go. And that's the key. Thanks so much. I really appreciate it because I know, and I'm gonna keep my faith that Daniel's alive. And when the people out there looking and stuff like that, that really helps. You guys. So thank you so much. I really appreciate that, Terry Dean, and God bless you for doing that and your efforts. Bring Daniel home. I like that hashtag, and we need to use that as well. Thank you so much. Also, Miss You, thanks so much again. If you know something, say something. Be anonymous. Do the right thing. Yes, it's been past time for that person or persons to say something. It's going on 2 years. Sometimes you have to just clear your conscience and do the right thing. Just be a human being. Daniel has a mother that love him to death. He has me that love him. He have his siblings. He have his aunties and uncles. He have his grandparents. He have a grandfather and a two grandmothers. So the thing is, just a whole, just he have friends that want to see him. So you guys know anything to bring some closure, help us find out where Daniel's at. Please, whoever hearing my voice right now and you know something, please do not hold that back. You can stay anonymous. That's what the tip line is for. Please utilize that tip line and please, come clean your conscience, clear your mind. Again, I'm going to put this banner back up again for those tip lines. You have any tip or thing that you know what happened to my son? Just go ahead and clear your mind, your conscience. That's the best thing you can do for yourself. It's not just for me and my families, but for yourself too. Clear your conscience is a good thing. Also, Lola, thanks so much for the super chat. Love and prayers to you as well. I really appreciate it. I truly appreciate your support and coming on this channel to help me spread awareness on Dane's case and supporting the Q&A as well. And I've seen your name on the Q&A as well. So thanks so much for being here, and thank you for that super chat. God bless you so much. Thank you all for all of you guys who's been on the super chats and things. Thank you so much. Jocelyn, thank you so much as well for being here. Love and light. Love and light to you as well. Thank you, Terry. Coombs, thanks so much for being here. You're a rock star. Thanks so much. I really appreciate it. You are a rock star too. Thanks so much. Also, if you see something, say something. Earth, thanks so much for putting that up. Say what's okay. Here we go. What's your GoFundMe link? You guys, I should have been able to have put it on the chats. I don't have my moderators tonight. I don't think on the chats, but you go to pleasehelpfinddaniel.com and you'll see the donate tab and they'll take you there. So please help find Daniel.com. Please help find Daniel.com and you will see it there. So thanks so much, Miss You. I really appreciate it. Let's thanks so much. It was the Holy Spirit and Daniel in justice. Yes, you know what? God is gonna lead us to the right place, and I really believe that. So thanks so much, Let's Lust. All right, Terry Coombs, thanks so much. You're not just a gunner, you're a badass. So, thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. You know what? Yeah, in my days of gunning and things like that, um, you know, um, you know, a lot of veterans, you guys, the things that veterans have to deal with on from our experience of war and things like that. All right, so I kind of I think about all the loss and things that we had out there in Afghanistan. Young soldiers, as the youngest age of 18. Some things that happen out there in that desert, and and these families have to go through that pain and that suffering when things like that happen, they put us on this blackout where we can't use anything, no social medias, no computers, no nothing. And to the family is known to the family is definitely notified. So, uh, but what I'm saying is, saying just going through those days and just thinking when you brought the word gunner, yes, just being able to be out there to protect not just myself, but protecting my battle buddies as we are doing convoys and things like that, being out there to protect while we're combat engineers. So while we're doing things on the ground, while the engineers are doing their thing on the ground for those Afghan citizens, the gunner's job is to protect them. So always being a protector, and definitely, like I said, being there to protect my battle buddies, my friends, my family member of arm, this military family, definitely is going to protect my son. So that is one of those things my family, my blood family, my children going to protect. So Thank you so much. Thank you for your comment, Terry Coombs. Thanks so much. Also, miss you again. Thank you. What did his coworkers say Daniel's mood was when he left work? This guy was all over the place about Daniel's mood. He was saying that Daniel said things that didn't make sense to. He wanted to go home and rest. To they had some discussion about the weather. To him run around the circle, but he been as he was going, he been adding a little bit more and more and more. Rather, you heard something on some interview that he did, the circle part, spin around the circle stuff, and or to you name it. So what this person is, what I don't like is that this person was able to try to make an assessment. He's able to a point where he's trying to look into Daniel. He's looking at his pupils to see if they're dilated. A black man with brown eye, dark brown eyes, you ain't gonna see no pupils. And Daniel's not gonna let you hold a flashlight to his face in broad daylight to look in his eyes to see if they're dilated or something. But the thing is, um, this guy was a psychologist, some type of doctor, to being this well digger or whatever he is. So, and his story didn't make sense. Saying, this is the whole point. Saying this the whole thing of his assessment of a person he so called never met or saw in his life. Making a diagnosis in a sense of somebody being strange or whatever the case may be from a conversation. You don't know what this thing is called. You never talked to him before. So some things that was said is just don't make sense, and I'm really shocked that law enforcement to be buying into that kind of stuff. Minnie Trot, thanks so much for being continued prayers. Thank you so much, Terry C. again. Bye, bye, Buckeye. Don't let the door kick you in. Yes, I feel the same way. Yes, that'd be better. Sooner they're going, the best for me and my family. And Anna, thanks so much. Hello, sir. I pray. Thanks so much, first of all, being here off the YouTube side. Hello, sir. I pray God turns this case into a miracle for you and your family. Praying for peace, love, and positive, plus a safe return of Daniel. I'm 23, sir, but I keep all brothers, sisters in prayer. Thank you. I need your prayers, and thank you so much for your prayers, Anna. I really appreciate that. God bless you for that. And yes, and I believe in miracles too. And you know what? Despite of everything, information wise, that I'm really gathering and putting together and stuff, I still really want to hold on to it and believe in my faith, and I keep my faith, and that's why I'm putting actions to my faith. Anna, is action, is faith is the action word, and that will be bringing Daniel back home alive, right? That's why I'm going to believe that miracles can happen, something happen, and I'm going to continue to believe that until otherwise. So thanks so much. Terry Combs, thanks so much again. The persons who know something are right under our nose. Yes, yes, it's always the case, you guys. If you look at the history of any crime, they're always there. And you know what? I have some players there as well. It is that sometimes law enforcement reluctant to look at those players, right? Also, Angie Williams, thank you again for being here off the Facebook side. That name sounds really familiar. Has there been any leads or evidence that he could have been taken to Mexico? I don't have anything that would suggest that just yet, outside of the fact that the area that Daniel went missing is a corridor for human trafficking and other little stuff like that. So, other than that, no, I don't have any direct or any kind of information that would suggest that some kind of way he ended up in Mexico. So, guys, give me a quick second here. I want to take a sip of water here. So, but thank you. Yes, but there's no direct, Angie, no direct information that would say that. So I don't know. I don't throw that out, the cards out the table, off the table. So I'm definitely, looking for anything that would suggest that for right now, outside of just those thoughts. Neva, thanks so much again. Let's see here, or never. Um, Everyone in Daniel's past and present needs to be questioned. Yes, you know, I remember somebody asked me one time in the past if Daniel had any enemies. Um, I don't know any. And Daniel's such a nice guy. You guys, if you met him, you'll love him. I'm not saying it just because I'm his father, but you ask his friends, they'll tell you the same. But that doesn't mean he don't have any enemies. Sometimes people can be jealous. Somebody can be this, that. I have enemy, right? I didn't know I had an enemy until I went to go search for my son. When I go search my son, I got death threats. If that's not an enemy, I don't know what to call it, right? So the thing is, there's sometimes people will be your enemy for no reason. Heck, a lot of us got enemies for no reason, just for being who you are, being the color of person that you are, for instance, can have enemies. So, enemies can be in the form of fashion. So, yes, it's possible to have enemies, whether you know or not. So you may not even know you have enemies and you have them, right? So, but definitely, yeah, like you say, everyone in Dane's past and present need to be questioned as well, right? So, yes, and I agree with you on that. Let's also, I know of one one of I know of first graders in surrounding places that could have died and had. I'm not sure where that comment come from, but thank you so much. I'm sad to hear that. For in the first grade, anything happened to first graders. And I think I may be missing another part of the part is I know I know of first graders in surrounding places that could have died and had. And I want to try to get the context of that before I can make comment. But thanks so much, Let's Lutz again. Also, Never, thanks so much again. Coworkers need to be questioned. Yes, again, they need to be questioned again. Not when I say question, they did question. The first time I was here from law enforcement, even from my investigator time, they said, "Oh yeah, I went to so and so." And I questioned them, asked them questions. I never heard the law enforcement not one time using interrogating. Hey, take them in the interrogation room like they did me and my daughter. And I never heard the word interrogate anybody, even on a police report to you name it. Nobody been pulled into the police station, but me and my daughter. Isn't that kind of weird? It make you wonder why. A story email, a story email later. Okay. Also, Valerie, thanks so much. Let's love again. Valerie Storm, I can't believe they threaten you with such disrespect. They are not doing their jobs. It's shameful. Yeah, is treated you. I'm sorry, I can't believe they treated you with such respect. There's a lot of disrespect came out of the Buckeye Police Department, you guys. Um, you know, um, that I had to deal with when it comes to the way they did things. This whole monastery thing to, things that have been said. Even making fun, like Maricopa County supposedly did a search when the vehicle showed up as well. That's the search that Buckeye said they did, and when the vehicle showed up, and it's like, oh yeah, the man's what Detective Biffle said, the man hanging out the helicopter, and we was flying so low looking for your son. And, the vehicle, the helicopter's flying so low, and the man hanging out like no, it sounded like an action hero story. He was telling me it's flying so low you can hold your hand in the air and touch the bottom of the helicopter as he passing by. That's how low they're flying down now. That's not realistic. First of all, and being that the brush is on the ground, first of all, the helicopter dragged the ground, whatever the case may be, that ain't realistic. But the things, but being able to say things like that, thinking I'm supposed to be, oh my God, like I'm just ready to accept anything they say, be happy for whatever you give me, and I'm supposed to move on. Say you did your best, basically. Oh man, y'all did y'all. You had what? You had a helicopter fly that low? Well, y'all didn't find Dave. Well, you did your best. I'm gonna go back to South Carolina and y'all let me know if you come up with something. No, that's not the end of the story. Not for David Robinson. So, but yes, that's some of the things. Neva, thanks so much again. Did you ever search those other two mines? No, still haven't gotten to those. Never got permission to them. Buckeye claim they did. We would like to see some footage of that as well. I guarantee they would not be able to provide those, but some footages of them actually seeing it. What was actually in that mine when they went down in there and all that kind of stuff. I would like to see that. All right. Also, still praying, my friend. Thanks so much. Yeah, the Con. I appreciate your country girl. Thanks so much for being here. The name sound familiar. Thanks so much again for your support. Was the Weber worker ever in the desert that day? Well, he said he was. I would not use their name, but don't care for that guy. The Weber guy. He's. I can tell you his name was Ken. I guess you're talking about because that's the only guy who said he seen my son last before he disappeared. Of course, you guys know there were a second person that came forward at one point, say he seen Daniel as well that morning. This guy changed his story as well from 1 o'clock to 10 when he realized that my investigator said the first incident happened at 1. And also, he was lying about him being a federal law enforcement officer, which turned out to be a lie as well. and there's some other things about him that wasn't so pleasant. And but even though, despite of all those lies and everything, the Buckeye Police Department felt like his story is true. I do not. He's a person I would more so look as a suspect instead of anybody part of what happened, instead of anybody as a good witness, character witness, based on the lies and the change of his story. But all right, and God will unfold everything. Just time will unfold it to definitely to definitively, with all the hard work you and your team putting up with. God already blessed you with an army. Next step is, I'm sure, is connecting to Daniel. Yes, he did put us with a army of people like yourself, and thank you so much. Yeah, he put us an army of people who actually mean good, and the prayers. And you said you're very young, and you know the power of prayer. So I really appreciate that. And you're utilizing that in this situation to help me find my son. So thank you so much. And that's the army. God is an army all by himself. So what I'm saying, he's a majority all by himself, and I'm really grateful that you helped me to tap into a higher power, a higher being, which is God, and to get those answers that we're looking for. So yes, everything will be in due time. And like I said this morning, you guys, a lot of good things came out of this whole efforts to find Daniel. That's the Daniel Robinson Foundation. That's meeting people like yourself. There's ever to be share other, help other people's stories, get other people's stories out as well. There's a lot of good things that are coming out. You guys, some other things that's happening as well that I will be doing. So hopefully I'll be able to share those eventually soon. So this whole lot of good things can come out of bad tragedies as well, while God allowing these times of this stuff to linger on the way. Sometimes we just want things to happen right then, and there's a reason why. Because I'm saying, hey, look, it would have probably been no day. If I would have found Daniel as soon as I got into Arizona, I wouldn't know, and I'm really doubting. I can't say it for sure, but I would doubt. I would have said, hey, I would have met anybody to say, hey, you know what? I'm going to do this Daniel Rawson Foundation. For instance, I don't know. Maybe so, maybe not. Later on down the line, but for as I can look at it, maybe not. Just like a lot of times people don't know that families going through things like this until it actually happened to you in your life, or you guys like y'all guys have been following the story, watching YouTube, watching the true crimes, and hearing about stories like this about Daniel. So I was doing something totally different before that happened. Wasn't on, like I told you guys this morning. YouTube for me was the um, if I watched the video, it'd be somebody like Deandra is her name now. I remember her name was Deandra. We call her Fat Fat. Jermaine Dupri had picked her up. She was on YouTube singing or something, and then it was almost like a TikTok thing back then. But then there was for me putting videos up so I could share it with the family, or how to do something. That's all YouTube was for. So what I'm saying, you guys probably caught on Daniel's story about what y'all normally do is utilize social media, and you ran into his story. So thank you so much, Anna. Also, thank you, Country Girl, sending prayers and good vibes. Thank you so much. Need those. Thank you again, Neva. Thanks so much. I have a lot of respect for your perseverance. Thanks so much. Can you get a billboard up with Daniel's name and face? Yes. I had billboards from the east side of Phoenix all the way out west. For a good length of time. It was a good length for several for a couple months, and so that was the billboards. And I will wish I could do that again. I did get a good deal at the time, but right now, you guys, with funding and everything else, those billboards is not possible just yet. Of course, I'm not increasing the GoFundMe goal, and I did explain that to you guys. If you guys were listening this a while ago, how the GoFundMe worked to this point. Those are actively used. GoFundMe do not deduct as if I go spend money on this razors out there in the desert, and they say, "Oh yeah," and then the GoFundMe looks, "Oh yeah, he must spend money on raising." They kind of bring it down. You guys still constantly trying to reach that goal. No, it don't work that way. Those monies are actually being used as needed for the efforts to find Daniel, the efforts to keep me in Arizona, etc. Right? And so, but billboards was one of the calls at the time of getting Daniel's story out, along with the flyer distribution program and all that stuff. But then I had, cutback, all these cutbacks to keep myself active. What I'm doing now, keep myself going. Saying sometimes you have to take away certain things. That's why the searches was paused for such a length of time, so I can be able to keep those flyers going, distribution, keep myself in Arizona, and so on and so on. So you got to be able to manage in a way to keep everything rolling and functioning. Thank you, Shauna, for being here. See, smile, put a smile on face too to my team, you guys, family members. Larnell is here as well. Sophia, thank you guys for showing up. My team, the A team. I have noticed since engaging in Daniel's case, a void, like many U.S. systems. Yes, if you aren't a youth under 18, senior, 65 or plus, or disabled, it is if and it's as if no one cares what happens to anyone else, and that is true. They had the Amber Alert. You know what I'm saying? There's one guy. He said it's called something. This guy called me out of South Carolina at that, and he said something during the Trump years. They put some kind of other alert for people around their age. It was called. Is a name, but I can't remember now. But they have the Amber Alert for children. Then they have the Silver Alert for the older um, uh, Americans. And but they don't have anything for like you're saying, Shauna, anybody in that in between. That's almost like called discrimination in a sense, right? And the biggest part is just assumptions, you know, like they did Daniel. I keep repeating that. He's a grown man and he could disappear if he wants to. Who said that? Who said that maybe 18-year-old or 17-year-old wanted to disappear. You know what I'm saying? But then they say that's a child mind. But you know what? If you like in Dane's case, maybe it's a grown person want to disappear, but ain't in the right mind. So they're still vulnerable. They have some other issues. So yeah, system should be across the board, just like what we preach when it comes to disparities. Shauna, it should be equally done in law enforcement as well. There should be looking at that like you said, that gap in between where we could sit down and not really take this case seriously because they're not a child and they're not a elderly adult. Before we can act really urgently to go find this person. They're a loved one. They're a loved one. They're somebody's family member. They're somebody love them, and we need to go make sure that we go looking for these people when they go missing in between that age as well. There should not be law enforcement's judgment when they could or when they should go look for somebody. This should be their job. That's the reason why we need a department within the department that will do that specific job. And so that type of deal, like having again, like I said this morning, having a department that just deal with mental health crisis. Somebody called for a mental health crisis with their loved one. They don't need to send law officers with guns blazing and they're ready to shoot somebody and come out there shoot somebody with a pocket knife or a kitchen knife. Really? Really? You going out there shooting deer most likely, and the guy antler deer got a weapon on his head, and I'm just saying, they come up with all kind of crazy stuff to shoot a human being from because of a mental health crisis. They're a danger to themselves. Hey, I'm gonna kill myself, and they got a knife to their own self, and you shoot them dead. Well, I mean, you did it for them. I mean, you didn't have a way to save that person's life. So no, that's another story we go into. But definitely, you're right, Shauna. Since the engagement of Dane's case, avoid. Like in the United States system, if you aren't a youth under 18 years old or senior over 65 or disabled, endangered person they call it. It is and it's as if you are nobody cares. No one cares what happens to you, right? And that is a shame. It shouldn't be that way in America. So all this stuff had to be equally done. Thank you, Sean. Again, continue. I understand we need to be more vigilant for certain populations, yet not where others are invisible. And that is very heavily and that's very thoughtful when you say that because it's true. Like again, these are people, loved ones. Daniel is my loved one. He's my son. He has a mother that's suffering at home for her son, right? He has siblings that's suffering for their brother. He have friends. Look at Shauna, my 18. You guys are suffering for Daniel. Saying you don't know Daniel, but you guys are engaging and helping me try to find him as if he's your son or your brother or whoever that's really close to you. So I really thank you guys for that. Thanks so much, Shauna, for putting that up. Also, Ephesus, thanks so much again. Um, take the time to go to the beach. I've been saying it. If you know how long I've been saying that, um, every time I try to think about doing something for myself like that, I feel a certain way. The team will tell you, Shauna, just rare stuff. I feel a certain way, saying, taking myself away from this fight for Daniel. It may help guide you. Yeah, and that's true. And it's something that I've been saying that, of course, yeah, you ease your mind, and if it's possible to take your mind off of it for a while, just to like I say, get some more clarity of what your next step can be. For instance, one of the biggest problems I have as well with that is the momentum. You guys. When I say that, you guys are engaging. You're there. People are engaged in Daniel's case. If I'm quiet too long, if I'm going and get my mind off, and then it's almost like it feels to me that it would be like the media, the news media, when it's brand new and they're just really engaged and they really want to hear the story and really putting it out there. Dateline has hit me up, and this person is. Then all of a sudden, once it kind of smooth off of the way, it then kind of disperses in the way. So I just want to make sure I'm able to keep you guys engaged as well as to get Daniel's story out, keep these flyers going, keep the stories being told about Daniel's story, so it won't become a cold case. I cannot allow Daniel's case to become cold, especially when the hard physical evidence have not been touched by law enforcement. It's been rejected, but it hasn't been touched by, dug into, and checked into when it's right there in your face. Or with the other things that's there that we have that law enforcement know about, they're not putting in their face. It took them over a year, almost 2 years, before the Buckeye Police Department went to go search the well with the right camera of submergible camera, something they did after I already did it. And show them what's in the bottom of that well. And then they went in there to look into the well almost 2 years later. That's a shame, you guys. So I'm saying, imagine if I don't have the support that you guys have showing in Daniel's case, not showing, that type stuff. Imagine what law enforcement, they'll put Daniel's case in a file, throw it in the back of the closet in the dark room with cobwebs, and they'll get to it when they want to 20 years from now, when they're not even working in that department anymore. Somebody say, hey, let me open this case up and see if I can solve this one, that type deal. No, not in my son, not on my watch. That's not going to happen. You know. So thank you guys, because that's the importance of what you guys are doing when you guys stay engaged with Daniel's case. Just by being here, just by saying something means a lot. Sending prayers from South Carolina. Daniel comes home soon. Thank you so much, Cheryl. I really appreciate that. It's good to see another native from South Carolina out here. So thanks so much. Leah, thanks so much. Woods, thank you so much for being here. You have God's favor on you, and one day you will have the answer you're searching for. Thank you. I really appreciate it, Leah. The truth will come to the light, and it will. And persistence is the key, and faith, again, without actions is dead. So my faith with my actions will give me everything I'm looking for. So thank you so much, Valerie. I hope you get more professionalism and assistance from Maricopa County. I hope so too, which I have so far. Sheriff Bazone had put a good impression out, of course, person wise. They also did some movements forward when it comes to search wise, but I'm still working on some other things. They have the power to do things, so I'm not going to let off the throttle because they have powers, they have jurisdictional responsibilities, they have these things that they can do, and if they're reluctant to do it, you can hide behind all the policy or not policy. There don't be no real policies. It'll be some. I don't want to step on another law enforcement toes, smash them toes. Come to my son, So do what you have to do. In other words, do the right thing. Forget the blue. We got to get rid of, dismiss this blue culture. Looking out for another law enforcement agent, trying to make them somehow shine in the expense of my son's life. No, it's not going to happen. All right. Tia Wildflower, good evening, everyone. Continued prayers and support. Thank you, Tia Wildflower. You're such a wonderful lady. Thanks so much. God bless you. And also, we're still going to work on this ambassador program. I had to pause it, not coming out on Thursdays because I was getting prepared for this search. But you and I going to still talk about the ambassador program. Thank you so much for joining in on that. So glad there was a good turnout on 25th. I am too. You guys, I was almost with Phil. I felt the heart and the heartfelt love that you guys had out there in that search. So thank you everybody who came out on the 25th. Also, the coworker, thanks so much, Kathy Bostic. Thanks so much for being on Facebook. I'm moving kind of fast, you guys, because I'm at the 30-minute, hour 30-minute point. I didn't expect it to be this long again. I'm always long-winded. It's just part of what I am. I'm a talker. The coworker at the site needs to take a lie detector test. I think he is the key to finding out what happened. The person that has last seen the person is the person you always look at really hard. So yes, that's possible. Coco Puff. I'm interested in learning more about the Ken guy. I remember, if I remember correctly, you mentioned he was like he has links to heavy equipment and that was red. Yes, yes. And the crazy part about it, you guys, we were talking about this red transfer paint so long, and then Buckeye Police Department had the audacity to put up. They just, like I said, waited almost 2 years to did the search of that well, like they're supposed to deserve a cookie for it, but no, it should be done on day one. But the thing is, to do a look into this well, and then they posting all this picture of everything but the stuff that was on the video that I went down in that well myself, and on the side where they put out, or try to make it like almost like pocket change. So, oh, you got little coins here and there in the sense, rock here and this little stuff. This one came out the bottom way like it was clean or something. But the thing is, but they also put the pictures up. I was talking to some law enforcement agent a few days ago, and it was going back and forth with me about Buckeye. Like I said, to me, I don't think I can hear from these agents, these guys in law enforcement. I'm not gonna see who they are. Is always this blue thing, always trying to make, well, Buckeye said this and this, yeah, and they'll just go with it, you know. And the thing is, just to see the pictures that they put up, and they talk to me about nothing. Buckeye don't talk to me at all, but they put the pictures up there and of this red crane thing they used to pull that big pipe out of it, pull the wood that was in it, pull those, obviously they had a little thing with a hook on with the grapple on it, and to go down and peel those that fence post out, for instance, all that stuff they're supposed to pull out of there. And it's ironically to see the equipment that they use in this red. Like, interesting. Did Daniel that day when he was going up there to meet this guy had that machine? 'Cause they used that machine, Weber, and it was it where the red transfer paint came from. That would tell a lot about this whole case, right? But but law enforcement, especially Buckeye, in my opinion, is unwilling, right? So that's why I'm saying, you guys, and then Maricopa County and the rest of them may be so reluctant to try to step on their toes and allow them to tamper even farther into this case of my son. So that type deal, because I look at it as some things going on, cover ups and stuff like that. So, in my opinion. All right, Aaron Chase, thanks so much for being here. Thanks so much for everything, your love, support. I really appreciate you. Thanks for the hashtag, bring Daniel home, and thanks for your constant love and everything you do. I really appreciate you. Also, thank you, JC Adams. Good evening. Sending prayers from Maryland. Artemis, Artemis, thanks so much for being here as well. Turbo, um, Sam, I can't get to Arizona, but I can spread the word any way I can, and always help you in my prayers. I will have you in my prayers. Thanks so much, and I really keep you in my prayers. Thanks so much. I really appreciate that. Melissa, thanks so much. I agree. And Shauna, thanks for putting the GoFundMe up. Thanks so much. I think someone asking that. You guys can go to pleasehelpfinddaniel.com. Hit that donate tab. That's there as well. Also, thank you, Artemis. Thanks so much for the super chat. I really appreciate it. Again, thanks so much for that support. Glad I met your live tonight. Prayers for Daniel. Again, you guys, it's not a Q&A, but you know what? Thank you guys for joining in with me, joining in with me on this live. To be able to talk instead of doing the um, you know tweets and stuff that I was going to do tonight on social media platforms. All right. Again, I didn't expect to be on here for an hour 33 minutes, but Shauna, like you already know, team, you guys know I be I'm a talker. Hey, keep going because I really want to try to talk to everybody somehow, and that's one of the things I used to do when I first started. Such was Daniel. At the end of the day, guys, after midnight, late at night, I didn't go to bed. I'd be lucky if I get 1 to 2 hours of sleep at night. I was making a point to go through every every inbox message and tell the person thank you. Every comment, thank you. And but you know what? You guys have been overwhelming support that it overwhelmed me, and it got too far gone where I can't respond anymore because it's too much quickly and things like that because so many influx of people, and that's a good thing. So you guys doing that's a good thing, and I really appreciate that. Don't think I'm neglecting your labor of love, and I really appreciate that. You guys leaving those comments and things for me to read. So thanks so much. Also, Aaron, again, thanks so much. I pray you are reunited very soon. Thanks so much. Um, I don't believe anything Ken said. I don't either. Thanks so much, Fias. Thanks so much again. Did they put Ken in the interrogation room the way they did you and your daughter? I haven't heard anything about it, so I'm assuming I know. I assume we're the only one that ever been in the interrogation room. Also, Anna, thanks so much again. God will be the light in this case. Give me a second, you guys. All right, I'm back. You said God would be the light in this case. Ken could have been jealous of Daniel or got into a misunderstanding, an argument with Daniel, something fishy, and God will definitely break those walls, leading to truth. Yes, anything in the dark coming to the light. Excuse me. God will bring those things out to the light. And, it's only a matter of time. A person will get caught up in their lies. So in my opinion, I do not believe his story. I believe that he do as well hold a lot of key to those answers that would tie in the key to those answers that I already have. So thank you. All right, Terry Coons, thanks so much again. No, he's probably isn't black. I'm not sure where that comment came from, but thanks so much for being here. I think you guys probably have a comment in the comments in there, and I pick up some of the comments. So, all right, so many people are praying for Daniel. Yes, I can feel that. Let's see here. We can't make everyone happy. Thank you, Artemis. Thanks so much. And we have Terry Cools. Thank you so much for y'all having the conversations. Also, Law Nerd Amber, thanks so much for being here off the YouTube side. And thanks for your question, Mr. Robinson. Do you object to us reaching out to the Leo agencies? I don't know if that's law agency, but Leo agencies via email with critical but HR appropriate feedback. Always respectful, of course. And if you're saying law enforcement office, yes, I think it's saying agency, yes. That's why I ask you guys, if you can stay engaged with law enforcement, share your concerns, share some of my concerns, share your whatever you want to say. Say those are public agencies, so they have to accept those things, but that's public sphere. So you guys, yes, by all means, hold on. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. Yeah, like I said, you guys, those are public spheres, areas. I'm not telling anybody to be mean to law enforcement or anything like that. Of course, yes, be very respectful. At the same time, like I said, yes, you have your rights as a citizen to say something. Hold on a second, guys. Okay, you guys, I have issues with my throat again. So I'm getting ready to cut this live off real quick here, you guys. But thank you so much for coming in. And if you guys can come on to Q&A, you probably hear my voice. I'm choking. Excuse me. But please come on to Q&A on Wednesdays. You guys, I'll put up the information on the social media and ask you guys to please come in and join. I do want to say one person real quick, and I see it here. T, I have to put you on here, and I really appreciate you. Excuse me. I really appreciate your love to it, Auntie. I love you very much. I'm not crying, you guys. I just been choking up a little bit. I get my throat get dry. But thank you, Auntie, for joining in. Showing your love is you're an uncle as well. Thank you so much. You're an uncle as well, so I really appreciate that and being a part of this live. Love your nephew, popular cough drop. Love your nephew. Praying for all the supporters and your team. Thank you, Auntie. We are keeping the lights on because we know that one day Daniel will show up, believing and trusting in the Lord. Auntie Sabrina, thanks so much, Auntie. I love you for that. I love each and every last one of you guys. Sorry I can't get all of your comments. And you guys, please, if you can, please by all means come to the Q&A on Wednesday, and I'll be able to answer some of your questions. I'll be very much prepared this time. I'll try to make sure uh, I become more hydrated. I think that's some of the stuff for you guys. I can't tell you right here. We have a lot of pollen, and I've been noticing a lot of this been going on since the pine trees started blooming, and a lot of the pollen causing me to have dryness in my throat area. So, excuse me, dealing with a lot of that kind of type stuff with the allergies. I'll start to recover real quick with this cough drop, so but definitely get ready to get off of here, you guys. I just want to make sure I tell you all, thank you, Travis, as well. Thank you all so much for, like I said, supporting. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you, everybody who coming on. Um, I really appreciate it. Thank you, Gina. Thank you all. I really appreciate you guys, like I said, spending all this time with me. And I hope I get to see you again. I'll try to look at make sure I'm not missing some of these questions again one more time, one more shot at it. But I see a lot of comments that I would love to go down and deal with. Do your objective reason that's the one I read. So definitely don't object to that, law nerd. Like I said, you guys been helping me from day one. You're some of the reasons why law enforcement are doing some of the things they're doing because you guys are um, doing just that. What you're talking about, law nerd, is engaging them and engaging them and making sure they stay active on Dane's case. I left Facebook almost 2 years ago. There's some statements against the BS that is on social media. My last tweet was about your son and Jelani Day. Two black men were missing. Both men are still missing. This world sucks. I'm sorry. Yeah, and that's one of the things that we're talking about again, and you understand that is the disparities, the way a lot of these cases are handled, and the reason why we have a lot of missing with the population statistics. We can't fight against statistics. Statistics is statistics, you guys, and with that, uh, we know that disparities is really bad. The way they handle certain cases and the way they approach them, when it could take a year just to search a well that a person went missing, put a camera down over almost 2 years to waiting almost 3 days later before you put out a search to I just name everything that is wrong with my son's case that caused him to still remain missing. So yeah, you know exactly what I'm saying. And for you to have been gone for almost 2 years and you come back on and you see I'm still out here searching for Daniel, you know, it is hard, it's heartbreaking thing, Um I I I dream of a day that I can actually talk to my son for 2 hours again like I used to. I told you guys. Daniel, you think I talk? You can only imagine. We both talking together. You guys know I've been on this Q&A for not Q&A, but this live and on Q&A for 2 hours. Team like, man, David, it's 2 hours, coming 2 hour mark like it is now, and I'm still going. That's Daniel and I conversation. So you guys, if you was in our conversation, y'all be on here for 2 hours. Um, that's our conversations. Daniel called me if I'm helping. I'm busy at times. He busy at times. He called me. I know it's two things that happen. I'm gonna answer immediately. And when I answer immediately, I'm be message like, Dave, we'll start talking. But if I'm busy doing something, I tell Dave I have to call him back. And he know the reason why, because what happened is we'll talk for 2 hours. 2 hours, and I miss those 2 hours. You know, I would love to have that 2 hour conversation with my son about whatever. Some what some people think nerd stuff or whatever the case may be. Um, just talking. So, and I will stay hydrated. Thanks so much. Good night. Get some rest. Hydrate. Yes, and I know it has a lot to do with that hydration and the pollen and so on and so on. Thanks so much. Good night to you guys. Please don't let let the attitude of the LE get under your skin. They are a brotherhood that I have fought for over 20 years, and I'm white. The corruption goes deep in Georgia. Stay focused on finding, and I can imagine that too. You're right. You know, one thing for sure, yeah, is, with the blue, it's definitely a lot of times don't always have to be color related either. It's that blue thing, man. Just you know, like I said, it is a brotherhood. I have a brotherhood with military folks, no matter where they at. We all family. We have our military family, and but at the same time, you know, we have a standard and we have a code of ethics where if one of us doing wrong, we're not going to take up for that wrong. So that police culture is the one thing that we all have as citizens to keep us safe in our neighborhoods and things like that. And thank you, Travis, by the way. Help keep us safe in neighborhoods and things like that. And we rely on law enforcement every day. Somebody breaking our house to you name it, and they do a tough job. But you know what? We do a tough job too. No matter what you do in your life, military wise too, but you have to do it the right way and you do things um, with dignity and respect. You have to have integrity when nobody else is watching, nobody's around. You should have some integrity about yourself. And thank you for supporting from California, Valerie. But you have to have that integrity about yourself, and don't let nobody, you know, take your integrity of who you are as a person, because whatever fruit you bear, I mean, whatever tree you are, the fruit you will bear. So if a person is have a evil tree, they're gonna bear some evil fruit. So just because you're a law enforcement officer with a badge on and a gun that says justice or have a shield of justice on it or whatever the case may be, don't make you a good person. You know, we can see that all the time. Every time you turn on the news channel, you see what goes on out there. So anyway, love you guys. Take care of yourself. Be blessed, and I'll catch you next time. God bless you. Thanks so much.